Another day of Twitter having a massive go at someone for something. Let's see if they're justified today. The BBC, I say the BBC, Doctor Who, the official channel, posted yesterday on the official anniversary, 21 years of New Who. And the thumbnail was this. Now, we have every modern Who Doctor, but one stands out more than the others. Can you see which one it is? Can your eyes determine which one of these Doctors stands out more than the others? Well, unless you're actually blind, you will have noticed that David Tennant is much bolder, much bigger than the other Doctors on that list. And people on Twitter, as they do, had a massive go, and they were like, what the frick? 21 years of Modern Who and Christopher Eccleston isn't the front man? Oh, Shooty Gatwa? Meh. Right. Let's just break this down a little bit, shall we? But before that, I am very, very close to 1,000 subs, so if you could subscribe with the notification bell on if you like what you see. I post every single day. Leave a like, leave a comment, press the hype button in the comments. It pushes my video out to loads more people. It means the absolute world. I've actually recently done I say recently, like 5 minutes ago, did my background up. I put my mug with all my sonic screwdrivers in there. Ignore the mug, it's got my face on it. When I used to do the radio, we'd give them away. It was a whole thing. And I got the Shooty Sonic there because it doesn't fit in the cup. So let me know what you think of that. Or don't. And yeah, we'll just crack on. So there are many reasons why the BBC would have put David Tennant bigger than the other Doctors, right? Number one, they could have done Christopher Eccleston. Granted, they could have done Christopher Eccleston, but I think they probably should have done Christopher Eccleston. I keep hitting my microphone. Apologies, but I think they should have done Christopher Eccleston. I think part of the reason why they didn't either is, A, the BBC, as Russell and co, had a big falling out with Christopher Eccleston, allegedly, in 2005. So this could be the reason, although I don't think it is, because Russell's only ever said nice things about Chris. Chris hasn't quite mirrored that to Russell, but I think they wouldn't do it for that salty of a reason. Now, they could have also done Ncuti Gatwa, who is the current Doctor, even though he's not, because he regenerated, remember? But he regenerated into Billy Piper, who isn't playing the Doctor. But does that mean he's the current Doctor? I don't know. So they can't just put the current Doctor on here, which I believe they would have done if Ncuti was still about, but they can't do that because they don't know who the current Doctor is. So, or at least we don't know. Now, the personal reason for me why I believe that they put David Tennant bigger than the others is one of two reasons. A, David Tennant is probably the Doctor of the 2005 revival era. He is the one that your nan knows, that your mum knows, that your granddad knows, your silly auntie who doesn't watch TV. They'll know David Tennant as the Doctor. My friend, who is a couple of years older than me, mid-20s, I know, we're getting old. Because I like Doctor Who, he doesn't. I showed him all the Doctors and he thought, oh, that David Tennant guy, I thought he was just the Doctor and his name was Doctor Who. He thought the Doctor was just one guy and it was David Tennant. So he is the biggest Doctor. He's not my favourite, and I would probably watch majority of the others on here over David Tennant. Nothing against the guy. I do like him, but he's not my favourite Doctor, but he is the biggest. Now, I actually don't think that that's why they put him bigger than all the others, though. I think the reason that he's bigger than all the others, over all the other reasons, is the fact that he plays two incarnations. Now, that in itself you can have a problem with, but on this picture here, we'll go back and look at it now, DT is significantly bigger than all the others, but I think that's because, look, you got 9, you got 10, you got 11, 12, 13, 15. Where's 14? Well, he's David Tennant twice. 10 and 14 are the same person, so instead of putting David Tennant on here twice, which I think would look more messy, they've just enlarged him a bit and put him in the middle there. I don't have a problem with this. And I think if you think about it for more than like 2 seconds, you actually come to the conclusion of, oh yeah, he played 2 incarnations, so it makes sense he's in there. They put him in his blue coat because that's the coat, not the exact coat, but the colour that the 14th Doctor wore. So to mix the two together, I think is absolutely fair. And I genuinely believe that's the reason why they did it. Does that mean that people won't kick off? Of course they will. It's Twitter. People will kick off at anything. So let's read through some of these tweets and just see if we can talk about them. So Smart Alex says, me when I'm in a favouring nostalgia over longevity competition and my opponent is Doctor Who. Avery responded to this saying, I wonder when they'll realise that the audience wants David, the audience who wants David only wants David and will drop the show when he's not there anymore. This is true. A lot of Doctor Who fans who are fans of David Tennant are just that. They're fans of David Tennant. And in the 60th, when he came back, they didn't stick on with Ncuti Gatwa. I'll admit, I was one of these people, okay? I stopped watching Doctor Who when I started secondary school when Capaldi left, because it was the no longer cool thing to do. But when I found out David Tennant was coming back, I immediately jumped back. Now, I actually watched Church on Ruby Road, and I got invested in the Ruby's mum mystery thing, and then I started theorising, and then I started this channel because I was like, I love Doctor Who again, so it worked out well for me, but I'm not the majority there. If you look at the viewing figures from the 60th anniversary, and then to the Church on Ruby Road, and then to Space Babies, they almost, like, cut in half. I'm pretty sure they do cut in half, if not a third. No, is that 2/3 lost? Is what I'm trying to say. So I genuinely believe that this person has that this person's speaking facts, but they aren't bringing David Tennant back through this post. Now, they might do for Christmas, that's its own separate debate, but this post isn't saying David Tennant's back. So saying, when are they going to realise that we only want him, the people who only want him will leave when he's not there, that's not relevant to this post. Like I say, they've probably done it because he plays 2 incarnations and you can't fit them all. You can't put 2 David Tennants on there, that would just bug me. That's why I don't like the fact he plays 2 incarnations, because on the posters of all the Doctors, there's David Tennant twice. And if Billie Piper's the Doctor, which I don't think she is, if she is, it's going to look even more messy. So I find it, so I'm glad they did this. I think this is the better thing to do. Maybe do like, I saw someone on my YouTube comments actually comment this, saying they should cut the face in half and have one side 10, one side 14, but then that's sort of undermining his run as the 10th Doctor, and I don't know, it's all messy. It's a big mess, really. It really is. People are actually campaigning for him to be called the Bridge Doctor over on Twitter, believe it or not. So, I mean, am I opposed to that? I wish he was called that at the time, but I don't know. Who gives a toss, right? Some quick fire ones now. Natalie says, 10th Doctor in front of everyone. Yeah, makes total sense. Natalie, I sense your sarcasm here, and I reciprocate it a little bit. Phoebe said, what the actual freak? The way it's 21 years since Eccleston and Gat was the most recent Doctor, but are they front and centre? No, of course not. Don't be silly, FFS. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's for that reason, but I understand your frustration. I think Eccleston should have been the front man of this thumbnail. Then we got Scouse here who put, people saying, well, he's the most popular Doctor. Well, that's not the point. That part is understandable. What people are complaining about is the constant shoving of his era down our throats. That's the point. It's a thumbnail, man. They're acting like it's some massive, like, poster they've had made for this big anniversary. It's 21 years, it's not even 20. I guarantee, let me look now at the 20-year anniversary one from last year. I guarantee you Christopher Eccleston was front and centre on that one. So because it's 21 years, David Tennant's probably on there because it was his series that aired 21 years ago. No? Am I stupid for that? Let me just Google. Okay, so this is the thumbnail for the 20-year one, and, I mean, is Eccleston bigger? He is a little bit. It's not as noticeable, but I do think he is there a little bit bigger. Now, it's weird, isn't it? See, we learn as we go on this channel. I do actually now think that partly the reason why David Tennant's bigger than everyone else is because his series aired 21 years ago. Now, I know Christopher Eccleston's series aired 20 years ago when this thumbnail was out, and he's not as big as David Tennant is in the thumbnail. But, I don't know, that's probably the reason, isn't it? To be honest. So, I've cracked it as we've gone along. You don't get this one confused, adipose and theories. They actually do their research beforehand. Me, I just theorise. Anyway, to speak to Scouse, look, I get your frustration, right? But I don't think having David Tennant be like 4 inches bigger than everyone else in a thumbnail is shoving the era down our throats. Personally, if you feel that, you know what, you can feel that. It's absolutely fine. But I don't think there's some meta commentary on it. I think it is literally 3 reasons. 1, his series aired 21 years ago. 2, he plays 2 incarnations of the Doctor. 3, he's the biggest Doctor. So, yeah, it's one of 3. I mean, like, I don't think it's shoving down the throat to just have it. If it was like the intro was just all David Tennant clips and all the 21 years footage was just David Tennant clips, I'd understand, but it's just a thumbnail, it's a picture. It could be changed like that. I'm surprised they haven't changed it, to be honest. Censoring the names here, someone put, I'm really truly vindicated every time they put him front and centre. Someone else put, the way the BBC kind of enables misogynistic and racist fans were doing dumb things like this. And then we get the wonderful Phoebe reply, how the frick does it make sense to people that on a 21-year live stream, neither the actor who was in the role 21 years ago, nor the most recent actor to be in the role is central focused on the thumbnail? There is no reason for 10 to be the central focus of this image. STFU. I don't know what STFU means, but you know, hostile. Don't like it. Phoebe, I mustn't lie to you. 21 years ago, David Tennant was the Doctor, so I don't look, I have no problem with you, and you can feel this way if you want, but 21 years ago, David Tennant was the Doctor, and I think that's part of the reason why they did it. He has no reason to be there. He played he's the same actor playing 2 roles of the Doctor, so to put him bigger sort of makes sense. I don't know. Look, I'm not going to go at you. This is my combat to what you're saying. It's an open debate, really. You can dislike it, you can accept there's reasons why it'd be there, but still dislike it. But, you know, hating on people online, someone's made that thumbnail, they're probably online now, crying their eyes out, going to sleep, bawling. So just try and be a bit more respectful, man. Like, Doctor Who, the team isn't just like robots that make the show, they're real people, and someone probably spent time on that thumbnail, and, yeah, they're probably bawling themselves to sleep. That's what I think, anyway. But it doesn't matter what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Whilst you're down there, press the hype button near the comments if you're on mobile, pushing my video out to loads more people. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe with the notification bell on. I post every single day. You get notified if you put the notification bell on. And if you want to help me out in a monetary way, you can leave a super thanks in the comments for a little bit of money. You get a shout out at the end of the next video. You can also become a super chat. No, you can become a channel member. Super chat, what am I talking about? Become a channel member if you want. You get access to member only videos when they drop. And you get a shout out at the end of every video that you are a member for. Or don't do any of it. I need to move this microphone further back from my hands because I keep whacking it every single record. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. I've been Sam. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.